Alrighty. So I don't know if you just saw the Floyd Schofield fight. Pretty much, Schofield showed that he's a really good athlete. But top rank matchmaking strikes again. Or not top rank, excuse me. Golden boy. Golden boy. Golden boy matchmaking strikes again. Honestly, I read this. I don't know who said it, but Mike Tyson touched on it. Anybody that knows boxing, y'all know this to be true. But the most important person in the fighter's career isn't even his coach. It's his matchmaker. Whoever is making his matches is the most important person in the fighter's career. Floyd Schofield tonight was matched up with a man that was slow as molasses. And Rene Yaron. Rene Yaron had some good moments, but he was just slow as hell. He couldn't do a damn thing with Floyd Schofield. He said if they fought now, Shakur stops him. Yeah, Shakur would stop him if they fought now, mainly because of the stamina. One of the positives or one of the bright spots of tonight is that Floyd Schofield was able to go 12 rounds. Early in your career, if you go look at Ali's box rack, Ali started his career out with like 6 rounders, 8 rounders, 10 rounds. He was doing 15 rounds in no time. The thing that showed up for Floyd tonight was the fact that this man was tired. So him going 12 rounds is going to make him better later on. But you could tell he was fatigued. His legs were tired after like 6 rounds. It was good, Mr. Incredible.
I think that he seeing him now in this fight, I think Abdullah stops him. I think Keyshawn stops him.
Well, Keyshawn, I think, is above Abdullah and Floyd. Keyshawn's a different player.
I'm just saying those are all the people in his his area. Like at the point in time they're at in their careers, they're at the same level, not skill wise or experience, but those are his not his predecessors, but his adversaries.
Contemporaries.
Yeah, contemporaries. There you go.
Gio said, do you think Carmelo's going to be better than Tank when he's 30? Yes, Carmelo's going to be forced to fight. Carmelo's going to be forced to fight guys. They're not going to do what they did with Tank with Carmelo. So Carmelo might even have a loss or two, but his legacy will be greater than Tank's. Now,
so KJ,
what?
Yeah, so KJ, what fundamentals you think Kid Austin could work on? So I see a lot of
all he has to do is, all Kid Austin has to do, watch a little bit of Marvin Hagler. After you throw your combinations, put your hands like this. That's it. I mean, another thing he has to do, watch a little bit of Ray Leonard. You know why? Because Kid Austin actually knows how to bounce on his toes and score. You know what I mean? Watch some Usyk, watch some Loma. A lot of these black fighters that we're thinking about matching up with, Keyshawn and Abdullah, even Shakur, none of them bounce on their toes to score, ever. So that's something that Kid Austin has in his back naturally. He needs to work on that and improve on that. That way he has a style that's different from the guys that he's going to be matched up against. Because
right.
Abdullah is going to beat him in the pocket. Shakur is going to outspeed him and outthink him in the pocket. You know what I mean? So he has to move laterally and use a lot of his great athleticism. But he also has to just learn how to put his hands up after he throws those combinations. Don't try to throw 8-punch combinations. 1, 2, 3, get him hands up. 1, 2, 3, boom.
You know what shot I don't like him doing? When he get off his toes when he's jabbing. Like when he's in his feet is in the air when he's jabbing. He's not really, and then he doesn't really pause to catch his range. It's just like he's doing jabs to the air. He don't know how to find his range yet.
Let's be honest.
He say he needs to stop stand switching. I agree. Everybody wants to be a stand switcher because they assume, they say, well, it's always good to, if I could use, it's like basketball. Well, if I could dribble with my right and my left. But this isn't basketball. So you can't, when you're trying to learn to be a stand switcher, if that's not your natural thing, if you're not truly ambidextrous, you're going to get hurt. So I think he switched stances a lot too much tonight as well. He needs to figure out which stance is best for him. But I mean, everybody's different. So why didn't Tank, Ryan, Shakur, Haney, T.O. all get their scrap one at 135? They all want to stay undefeated. Well, it's not just that they all want to stay undefeated. It's money. They wanted to fight the right guys at the right time. But these young cats, they trying to fight early. But Floyd Schofield had opportunity to fight Abdullah Mason, and he's chasing Shakur. Shakur said, fight Abdullah, you get me. So Floyd, I don't think he really wants that smoke. I think that he wants Shakur smoke because he's gonna get big money, whether he wins or loses. But this guy said he won't get that much money from fighting like Abdullah Mason, and he might get stopped.
Did
The
Do
way
you
you
want
he
to
turned
see?
around tonight, if he turned around and it was Abdullah or Keyshawn or anybody,
He
he
would
would
have
have
got
knocked out.
stopped.
He
No,
would
I
knocked
think
Did you
out.
watch
Bro,
the Conceição and the Foster fight?
Now I was unable to watch it because I was watching fights on the undercard of this, and I thought that fight didn't come on until 12.
I was gonna say I remember what Dude was talking about in the last live that you had earlier, and he was talking about how Shakur got a generic style and like he's not very offensively active. Like that's how Foster looked in the fight today.
I only saw
Like
some highlights, but even from the first fight, Foster and Richard Hitchens, all those dudes are poor man Shakur Stevenson. They know how to not get hit, but they don't do anything flashy with it. They don't. The defense doesn't look cool or nothing. They just sit there, stay at a certain distance, and they just throw straight shots all night and don't take no
yeah, that's
risks.
what he was doing, and I was like, bro, it was a really close fight, like really close. Again, I was like, bro,
But
you
the first
not.
fight wasn't close at all. So
I mean, this time it was legitimately
be
close.
close, yeah.
His coach is trash. Whoever Oshaki's coach is, that guy sucks.
So,
Um,
so KJ, who you think? My bad, brother. Go ahead. My bad for cutting you
no,
off.
go ahead.
Who you think? What do you think about that Liam Powell Hitchens fight? What you got on that? Break it down for us.
I haven't watched enough Peril, man. I gotta go and watch Peril. Peril's best win is against a fighter that doesn't do anything besides come forward. And it's a real Matias. So it's like styles make fights. Anybody could look good against Frankenstein, if you know how to move. Hitchens is a guy that doesn't take risks. Hitchens is a guy that clinches a lot. And also Hitchens and Peril, neither one of them can get a belt unless they get the perfect opponent. Like Hitchens and Peril can't beat Shakur. You know what I mean? They can't beat Tank. Well, they're actually fighting at 140, right?
Yeah, 140. Yeah.
Okay, so they don't even have to fight a Shakur, but if he was to go to 40, they couldn't beat him. They can't beat Devin because they don't have the power. And Devin is better at that in and out shit than them. Maybe Hitchens could beat T.O., but I think they would rob Hitchens because Hitchens has a super, super, super boring style. Like Hitchens fight like it's the 1920s and you got to go 100 rounds. Like that motherfucker just throw one punch and hold. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just know that those guys, to me, they're not like top elite dudes. They dudes. Peril shows a little bit more with his hands and shit, but I have to watch more Peril. But Hitchens is way too careful in the boxing ring. You're not going to beat no champion like that. Champions, they're going to go for it. At some one point or another, the champion is going to go for it.
But we said that about Shakur, though. Shakur showed it in his last fight that he could fight toe to toe. That he got a little dog in him.
I never said that about Shakur. Shakur Stevenson is different. He's like a blue chip boxer, you know what I mean, coming out. The man's a multiple division champion. He has the highest defensive stats and the highest plus minus in all of boxing. Like you can't really just throw out Shakur's name. When you see Shakur on a fight card, people assume that Shakur is gonna win. The only way they're gonna pick somebody other than Shakur is if they see Tank Davis as his opposition. Other than that, they're gonna assume that Shakur is gonna win while simultaneously talking about him like he ain't shit. So a lot of people are just haters.
Real shit right
But
there.
I just see that Shakur, I don't think that he trusts his chin as much with taking certain risks. Like you know how Bud he fighting it, like he throw punches inside the
Bud plays Russian
inside.
roulette. Bud fights like a fighter back in the day named Ezra Charles. Bud will put himself in any position to knock you out, at least in his prime. In the Madrimov fight, he showed that he's not really willing to do that for 12 rounds anymore because he's getting old. But Bud in his prime will put himself in any position, will walk through any fire to make sure that he has the right angle to knock your ass out. Shakur is not physically capable of fighting like that. Not even just about the chin. Bud's hands are huge. Bud is extremely athletic. Super athlete. They said Bud could play any sport. Bud could deadlift 400 pounds. Shakur does not have the physical prowess to go into every fight with a Terminator mentality. If he does that, he's going to get stopped.
I get you. I got you. I got you on that.
It's because of the brittle hands. That's
Well,
basically
not just because of the brittle hands. is because of just he doesn't have the genetic makeup to do that. Shakur's gift is his feet, his reflexes, and he's worked those to the max. So all day he's working on timing, reflexes, distance, the art of boxing, jabbing, shit like that, and he's maxing out on those things. He's not really a physical freak as far as athleticism. He's just a good athlete.
Now, KJ, if we ever saw Shakur versus Devin, how you think that fight will line up, man?
That fight is going to be very electric because Devin's going to force it to be electric. Like, Devin's going to push the pace. If you look at their sparring, Devin was the one that was coming forward. Shakur's the one that's waiting to counter. Shakur doesn't have the power of a Ryan Garcia. Devin going to eat a lot of those shots. It's going to be a really great fight. He's going to force Shakur to open up. Because if Shakur does open up in that fight, he could lose.
Dang. That's good.
Not lose because Devin better than him. He would lose because of the optics. Devin coming forward, landing a big shot here and there. The judges are going to like that a lot more. So Shakur going to be forced to really open up on the back foot to win that fight. What's good, Jordan?
Yo. I heard he beat the hell out of Ryan in the amateurs, though, Shakur.
Oh, I mean, I could believe it because Ryan relies on athleticism. Shakur has great timing. So if you try to jump in there with them hooks, Shakur's just going to time you. Ryan don't have a jab. Shakur has a jab. And I mean, Shakur's a southpaw. Ryan probably couldn't deal with them southpaw angles.
Amateur Shakur was different, I heard.
He pretty much fight the same. People be just talking. A fighter that was different in the amateurs was Tank. Tank in the amateurs was doing all type of shit, and he was letting his hands go. But Tank was fighting them 2-minute rounds, so I guess he felt more comfortable letting his hands go.
Yeah,
I mean, because when he gets going,
that's what his name was saying. Lamont Roach. He was saying I was the puncher and Tank was more of the boxer. But once the group got smaller.
No. If you watch that fight, you can go watch that fight. When Tank hit Roach headgear go all the way back like that. Every time.
No, I'm just saying that's what Lamont Roach said.
When Tank hit Roach headgear go all the way back like that. Every time.
You see that the Fedora fight?
The girl, the sister?
Yeah.
No.
She beat the shit out of that girl, and she's the youngest undisputed on the female side. She might be better.
Is she taller than everybody? I seen that she was taller.
Yeah, she's tall as fuck.
Yeah, so you talking about women boxing? That's probably gonna get her over the hump. They say, yo, KJ, how you feel about Gary Antoine Russell? And how is he gonna make a comeback? He's not. Wait. You're not talking about the big brother. You're talking about the little brother, right? You're not talking about the one with the fast hands. You're not talking about Gary Russell Jr. You're talking about Gary Antoine Russell. Gary Antoine Russell, I don't know, bro. Because when you look at his style, even going back to the amateurs, he's not real slick. He's not super, and he takes a lot of shots. So whenever he run into great counter punches, he's gonna struggle. They gotta match him up real good. And then he fighting at 140. The dudes at 140, like a T.O. a lot more sharper than Gary. Devin know how to move. You told me Devin know how to use his legs.
What's his name?
He's a lot more sharper than Gary Russell. Gary Russell, he fight with a lot of heart. If you're a fighter that's fighting with heart, your conditioning level got to be out of this world because you're going to get hit a lot like a Sean Porter. That's the problem. People have to understand what they can do and what they can't do, what they bring to the table. So you know if you're a slick fighter, if you sharp as shit with your punches and all that, you can see it on film. You're like, okay, I'm sharp. So what can you work on? Maybe I need to work on my inside game. Some guys, they know that they're not sharp, but they lie to themselves and they act like that they are sharp. So then they sit here putting 2-3 hours on the pads all day. And it's like, no, you need to get your pad work in, but you need to focus on your strengths. Your pads, that's your weakness. You need to zone in and make a game plan around what you're gifted in. A dude like Gary Antoine Russell with his build, his muscle and strength like that, he need to be doing a lot of conditioning and he need to be making it ugly. He throws a lot of punches. So he has to have the condition, and when he throws punches, he kind of leaves himself uncovered. You got to have the conditioning to let him get hit, and then you got to make every fight ugly and throw a bunch of punches. Make sure he doesn't get knocked down, shit like that. Add in some head movement, add in a little bit of lateral movement as well. But they need to build their camp around what he does well. I heard he beat Boots in the amateurs. Well, you don't have to hear about it. You can go watch it on YouTube. But the fight that it beat Boots in was a very sloppy fight. And Boots was knocking his mouthpiece out over and over, shit like that. The real reason why they gave it to Gary is because His brothers had DC on lock. So that sometimes in tournaments, amateur tournaments, like for me, when I was in the Golden Glove, it was one dude, they wouldn't even let me get out the first round because I was fighting a dude coming out of the Upton gym. The last time we fought, I dominated the man to the point where he just wanted to push my fucking head down 3 times. You know what I mean? Like basically fouling me. But in the amateurs, sometimes somebody is coming from a bigger gym or they have a bigger name in that area, they're not going to allow you to beat him. Gary Antoine Russell, he can't fuck with Boots on his best day.
Boots said he finna stop Karen next week.
If Boots coming there trying to stop him like he did last time, he's just going to go 12 rounds, dominate in a sloppy way, and that's going to be that.
I mean, he was talking about in the interview that he's won every round the last fight, which was true.
Yeah.
But he said this fight he's gonna stop him in the early rounds.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
I don't even see the point of him.
Is a survivor. Karen don't even care if he win or lose. Karen just want to go 12 rounds. He gonna be in good shape. He gonna run around that damn ring. And he gonna time Boots. Boots already showed that if you know how to get on your toes, you can go side to side. You can set him up for some shit. But Karen got T-Rex arms, so Karen can only do it so much. What do you think about Boots' last fight? He was getting tagged a bit. Well, Boots get tagged in a lot of his fights because Boots believes in his chin. He's a tough guy in the ring. He has that Errol Spence mentality where it's like, you're not gonna knock me out anyway, so fuck it. So he'll exchange, he'll trade. He gonna get away with that at 47, but at 54, I think he gonna get sparked.
Do you see that bullshit Boots was saying about how I don't need to promote myself. I'll let Eddie do it
He said that months ago too.
Yeah.
Who's just? I mean, look, not everybody has that type of heart where they really could talk that shit and then try to back it up. So it is what it is. When you talk shit, I don't know. I've been talking shit my whole life. When you talk shit, it changes the dynamics. It puts pressure on yourself. Not everybody want to go into fights dealing with that. Plus,
you gotta back that shit up.
All you gotta do is keep winning and the money is gonna come.
Nah, man.
Yeah, what you think about Schofield's performance? I didn't hear you.
Schofield's performance was good. I mean, he's 2 times faster than the opponent that he's fighting, so he wasn't gonna lose. He showed that he could work his jab and shit like that. He switched too much. He turned around, turned his back to the opponent. He could get knocked out fighting Abdullah Mason doing that. He got tired after like the 6th round because in the early round he landed a big knockout. So these are things that he could touch up on and become even better and build more patience. So he needs like 5, maybe 8 more fights before fighting Abdullah Mason. But as far as him fighting Shakur, personally, I don't think he would ever be able to fight Shakur because he's not showing the IQ. Early on, great fighters, they show that IQ early a lot of the times. Where no fighter's going to be completely polished in their early 20s, except for, guys who've been just doing it for a long time. Or maybe somebody's just that damn gifted. But Schofield did not show no IQ. He showed a lot of athleticism in this fight, a lot of athletic ability, but he didn't really show IQ, like where he understood what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, dog. He throws too many punches, and I know it comes from training, man. He's very athletic, and that's what I see nowadays with a lot of these new school fighters. They train more for athleticism. They throw a lot of punches, but then they're not really punching. They're not really punching, throwing like with accuracy. They're just on the bag, and they're not really thinking about what they're doing. And you got to mix offense with defense. And I would always, it's a rule of thumb for me that I would tell fighters, throw 2 or 3 punches, just and mix it up. But always, 2 or 3 punches is safe when you're dealing. When you boxing people at a high level, 2 or 3 punches is safer because there's gonna be guys looking to counter you. So you don't want to be in there just trying to go Ray Leonard on a motherfucker. Because they're just going to counter you. But Floyd Schofield, his problem necessarily isn't throwing too many punches. It's that he was throwing all those punches and he didn't have the stamina to go with it. So he tired his own self out. And after the 6th round, he saw his legs. Well, I'm gonna tell you why he's throwing too many punches, because he's not thinking about the type of punches he's throwing. His punch selection is always that 1-2-1, and he's going in there, he's lunging. And so when he's doing that to compensate, because he's not thinking about what he's doing. And that's what I'm saying. He's throwing too many punches because he's throwing punches mindlessly and not
Yeah,
thinking
but I'm
about
saying,
the
so you saying
actually
he's
throwing
not
combinations that actually work when you're trying to counter somebody. So again, what I'm
right.
trying to say is this: that when you throw like when you look at Floyd, when you look at fighters that are skilled, even Shakur Stevenson, they throw 2-3 punches at a time. I mean, it could be up to like four to six. But it's right after that they're on defense, then offense,
Yeah.
defense, offense, and that's how Floyd Schofield needs to train. But I've seen his training videos. All he does is he's more just go and just rush, and that don't always work. And you see it in the fight. You see how he's falling over himself because he's not thinking about what he's doing.
Another one thing I don't like about a lot of these guys, I think that you're supposed to have built-in defense. So when you out there, don't just be thinking about landing. You're really in a real fight. Like, you really want to be moving your head. You really want to be feinting and shit like that. You also want to prioritize the body. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't prioritize the body at all. Oscar said something that I said during my YouTube live. Oscar said after the fight, he said that if he would have went after this dude's body, he would have been able to stop him. But he was trying to head hunt. I agree that Floyd wasn't setting up his punches in the right way because sometimes he would work behind the jab, but other times he'd get away from that. Also, he kind of neglected to go to the body. So since you're not really breaking your opponent down, it's going to take you more punches to get the stoppage.
His jab is terrible. I mean, if you see, he was pulling back on his jab. As fast as he was throwing it, he don't let go of his punches. And even with the jab, he's trying to throw it fast and hard, and he only has one gear. You got to know how to switch gears with the jab, and like you said, use feints and sometimes throw a stiff jab, but then throw a jab to the body, throw a jab to the head, but at different speeds. And he's just one speed, one gear, and dudes like him will easily get picked apart by somebody like Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, that's why Shakur said he's cool, because he's not really thinking on that level while he's in there.
Even Abdul Mason will destroy that dude.
Abdullah Mason, the thing about Floyd, that's going to come down to the style and the preparation. Abdullah is nowhere, in the ballpark of Shakur, but Abdullah has crazy power. Like, you can't gift that. That's a gift. You know what I mean? But Abdullah, the dude that wants to be in the pocket, he has to set his feet. Schofield can actually dance on his toes, but can Schofield do that for 12 rounds? I don't think so, because he barely did that in this fight, and he was tired just because of his offense. So really, Schofield needs to add to his conditioning. His father said that after the fight, I don't want to hear that tired shit. You need to work harder, you need to run more. And that's what I was thinking too. And that's what I like to hear. Like, the only way Floyd is going to beat Abdullah is if he gets in super condition so he can move laterally. Abdullah's not going to be able to fuck with that. A guy that got to set his feet, throw those hard punches, he's not going to be able to fuck with somebody that's moving in a circle.
His coaches need to educate him on distance, because that's another thing too. He doesn't know how to get inside the pocket and work on the inside because of distance. He didn't know how to measure with his jab.
Well, when he was
using the jab all wrong.
You could tell that he wasn't a good inside fighter. Like, that's just not something that he works on.
He dances on the outside a lot because he's nervous. Also, when the fighter gets too close, he's throwing he's kind of panicking because he don't know what to do on the inside.
Yeah. Most fighters don't know how to fight.
Yeah, most, like 90% of fighters nowadays don't know how to fight on the inside.
The Mexican fighters.
But another reason he got tired, if you watch his face before the fight, he was real nervous. Up until like the 8th or the 9th round, every round he would come and his face would be all scrunched up, like, you know what I mean? He's a little bit too serious. I understand it's dangerous, but you got to find a way to relax because you don't want to tire yourself out.
Abdullah can box. Yeah, he can. That's another thing too. He has a good measure for distance. That's what will give him the advantage in a fight against Schofield.
All I know is if Abdullah and Schofield were to fight tomorrow, whoever wins is not going to be a dominant victory. Both of them motherfuckers are fighting trash cans. Like, both of them they fight people that are way slower than them, people that don't have the same pedigree as them. So when they fight each other, it's going to be two athletes versus each other. So if they were to fight tomorrow, whoever wins, it will be a hellacious fight. Plus, Schofield showed that he has a good chin, has a lot of heart, and he's going to go out swinging. So that's gonna be a
I
fight
think he
where
gets
both guys
stopped.
could get stopped.
I
What
think he
about
gets
Kamal?
stopped in the late rounds, though.
Yeah, I give
Oh no,
KO to
I actually think
Abdullah
somebody in that
Mason.
fight gets stopped. The latest like 7th round.
I think
Because
Keyshawn
they're both
washes
gonna be
all
going for the
both of
gusto.
them. I
Yeah,
think
Keyshawn's
Keyshawn.
better than both. But I'm
I'm
saying
just saying he got less fights. Even in less fights, he'll wash both of them.
who?
Right? Keyshawn will wash
Oh
Floyd.
yeah,
and
Keyshawn has
Abdullah.
better. Keyshawn has a higher pedigree. You talking about somebody that got a damn silver medal in the Olympics? Keyshawn has better pedigree, man. He's better than them guys. You can tell. The punches that I've seen Keyshawn knock guys out with, I've seen Keyshawn dip under a dude's shot and punch while rolling. You know, like Sanchez, and hit a dude in the liver, knock him out. You're not gonna see that from Mason. You're not gonna see that from Schofield, at least not yet.
No.
How do you think Kamal would do with Schofield or Abdullah?
Carmel and Abdullah. If Carmel keeps developing, he could beat Abdullah, but only if he moves around. If Carmel tries to beat him in the pocket, Carmel might get stopped. The thing about Abdullah, he looks great in that damn pocket. So what do? You take him out of the pocket. You know what I mean? What they say? Yo got out of pocket. You got out of pocket. You got to get out of pocket with that motherfucker. You don't sit there and try to. First off, Abdullah's gonna have longer arms. It looks like he hits harder than Carmel. So you don't want to let him set his feet. You got to dance with him, land that hard pot shot jab to the body, or rear hand to the body. It don't matter even if y'all the same stance. Remember when Benavidez fought Caleb? Benavidez started throwing a long right hand to the body. Chop a motherfucker down. Take your time. But against Abdullah Mason, the man that gets on their toes and goes to the left and to the right is going to win. But you have to have the stamina to do that. You got to have the stamina to dance. There's no need to try to trade with some of these brothers that they blessed with gifts that you don't have.
Yeah.
What about
Carmel, if he learned how to move with all those combinations, he could take Abdullah into them deep waters and then start hitting them with blistering combinations in the 10th, 11th, and the 12th. Seal the deal. Get your hand raised, go the fuck home.
What about him and Schofield?
Who?
Kamal and Schofield.
Oh, Carmel could beat Schofield because Carmel they both could throw a bunch of punches and shit, but Carmel is better school. Carmel got better defense. Everything Carmel throws a lot tighter than what Schofield is throwing.
He needs more time.
Schofield need more time. Yeah.
No,
Schofield don't got
Carmel
his trainers, man.
Carmel could beat Schofield, bro.
Oh, not Schofield. I'm talking about Abdullah.
Carmel need more time for Abdullah because of the size.
Schofield, man, is gonna have
unless they change Carmel's style and add that footwork, the lateral movement, he's not gonna beat Abdullah.
I don't see anything special about Schofield except his athleticism.
No, Schofield got heart. He got heart.
He has terrible trainers, man. His trainers is trash. They're not teaching him the right
He got
way.
the tools.
Schofield got heart, so that's gonna take him far. But
Yeah, he do. He got heart. You right about that. He got heart and he got athleticism.
Heart
And he
don't
believe
stop
in
you from
himself.
getting knocked the fuck out.
And that go a long way when you
I mean,
believe in
look,
yourself.
not every fighter go out there and get knocked out, man. You got dudes like Aaron Pryor.
Bro, he got his ass
He wasn't
dropped.
going out there. He get dropped. He wasn't going out there to get knocked out. Not everybody is gonna come in here and have great defense. And some dudes, they get into shootouts and they come out winning. They come out with their gun still on their damn hip. You know what I mean? They can talk shit. So not every fighter is gonna be Floyd. We gotta accept that. Sean Porter never been stopped in his career until he ran into Terrence Crawford. Sean Porter been cracked many a nights by many a men.
Yeah.
So Schofield is going to be an action fighter. That's what he's going to be. Somebody said Schofield trash. Y'all crazy.
I would say trash. It's his trainers, man. They're not working on other things. They keep working on, just basic stuff, man. Just stuff that's not even. I wouldn't even say basic. They're kind of deviating away from the fundamentals. They're trying to start they're trying to create a new style. That's why he's switching so much because they're trying to make him so unique and different.
Yeah,
and I remember we got into a
like
conversation
that.
one time, and he got mad at me when I told him what I say to him. I said, I was like, man, because he did this one move on the mitts, and he was switching, and I'm like, man, you're gonna get yourself knocked out. He ain't talked to me ever since after I said that.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
people don't
mad,
like criticism, man.
but it's because and I noticed he stopped doing it after I said that though, where because it was this one move that he was doing that he was practicing, and he would switch right in front of his opponent. I'm like, man, you don't switch your feet when you're right in front of your opponent. You can do it. You take a step back when you're out of range to switch, but don't just do it right in front of your opponent. You're gonna get yourself knocked out.
Yeah, I think that he should stop switching altogether. I think switching is for fighters that are ambidextrous. Everybody wants to do it now because it sounds like it's smart. For example, in NBA, 3 is better than 2. So let's all just shoot a bunch of threes. That shit sounds smart, but for whatever reason, that's not how life works. If you don't have top tier 3-point shooters, just because they shoot threes don't mean they're gonna make the fucking threes. Just like if you don't have dominance on the left side of your body or on the right side of your body, just because you switch doesn't mean that you're at an advantage. You have to actually be good at switching. And most men are not ambidextrous like that. Their brain, their body function doesn't work like that. But a lot of guys just do it gimmickly. They say, you know what? If we switch, that'll add an extra element to our game. It's not that simple. Most people are not meant to be switch hitters. The best, what I do, like when I'm fighting, I switch like in the midst of punching, meaning if I bring back my rear foot and my rear foot happens to come with it, then okay, I might throw that other punch from that other stance. But I'm not gonna switch and fight you from an orthodox stance because that's not what I do.
Well, it's the way they training him to switch. It's done out of like where it's kind of arbitrary, right? Where you want to have like a plan that goes with it, like kind of like with Tyson.
Yeah, it's gimmicky.
Tyson was a converted
gimmicky nowadays with the switching.
Tyson was a converted southpaw. So when he used to switch, he did it for a specific reason. Where if he had his opponent up against the ropes, he would switch to southpaw just so he could throw that right hand and catch him with that right hook, and it would knock his opponent out because they wouldn't expect it. But it was all planned where he would set his feet and he would already be out the way where he could hit them, but they couldn't. Where he could hit and not get hit. So you got to have a plan that goes with it.
Yeah, but most fighters aren't thinking fighters, bro. They just aren't.
I mean, and that's why I would. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. Like with you, man, I feel like you'll go far. Because you're still training, right? You're still fighting, right?
Yeah, man.
And you don't know, and I know this sounds crazy, but man, the more educated you are, like the more you read and all that plays a part, even in fighting. Have a philosophy for yourself. Don't go in there and get in the ring and think it's just all about using your body. It's about using your mind and keeping your mind sharp. And a lot of these fighters, man, they don't know how to articulate themselves. So that's why, man, you really get your boxing career started. You know you can articulate
honestly,
yourself.
To be honest with you, man, somebody going far in the sport of boxing, I've learned, if you happen to be a great boxer, cool. You could be hot ass as a boxer, but you going far in your career is about your connections. If you don't have them, you're not going nowhere. But
you can make those connections.
Just with my little experience in this sport. But as far as me, when I go into the ring, I'm always thinking mentally. Like it's never, even to my regimen. Like one of the most important parts of boxing is conditioning. A lot of these dudes, Floyd Schofield, he got tired after the 6th round. So that means that they need to go back and fine tune his regimen. Also, Floyd Schofield is 2 tenths before the fight. He has to chill the fuck out. You can see it on his face for the first round. Muscles all scrunched up, and it's like, bro, relax. This is what you do. This is what you train to do every day of your life. All you gotta do is go box. Good shit will happen when you relax. But it's hard. It's hard for somebody to relax in the heat of battle.
And again, that comes from just like I would say that they're not teaching him the fundamentals and how to set up his punches and not force everything, because he's trying to force himself on his opponent, and you can't do that in a fight. That's how you get knocked out.
And you tire yourself out too.
Yeah, you tire yourself out. But again, man, a lot of these fighters don't understand, man. To get better at fighting, you have to work on your mind, and you have to do things that might seem like it doesn't even have nothing to do with boxing, but it has everything to do with you as a person, and it translates in the ring. That's why even I was going to say to you earlier, you getting on these lives and talking to people, interacting and building your vernacular when it comes to you articulating and enunciating your words, that go a long way when you can negotiate deals when you're talking to these promoters, because you have to be likable, man. People want to get to know who you are as a fighter. A lot of these fighters are gym rats, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, this might sound kind of harsh to say, but I'm gonna keep it real because, like I said, I've been to all these gyms. Man, a lot of these fighters, man, are like nerds. They're like geeks, man, that don't know how to talk to people, and they think, they're awkward, they're weird, but they stay in the gym all day and think, okay, is somebody gonna notice me because of how great of a fighter I am? And it's like, no, people gonna notice you because of you, more than you knocking people out or having this incredible defense or whatever. Like, people are not so much fascinated with that, but they're all about you if you're an interesting person. That's why if you look at Mike Tyson, look at his blueprint. Look at how people just still want to see him fight now, and this dude 58 years old. So it just goes to show you it's all about the person, man, and when people can relate to you. And if you follow his life and his blueprint, he had incredible PR. He had there was things that he was doing that made him who he was and that made him a household name. He was going out there getting involved with the community, kissing babies and doing all these different things to get his name out there for the people to like him. So you have to do the same thing. Just as hard as you work inside the ring to be good, you have to work just as hard outside and not rely on these promoters, because the promoters don't give a fuck about you.
And, well, not only that, but the promoters are lazy, and a lot of them, they just white. I always say it like this: they white men in suits. They're not. Just because you see a white dude in a suit with money, don't mean that he's smart. A lot of them have inherited that money, and they just happen to find themselves in the world of boxing. But in order to promote, like you said, it's about the personality. It's an old quote what they was talking about when they look at Ray Robinson. But a lot of fans, they love fighters for everything besides boxing. They want you to be playing ping pong, singing, dance. They want to see you do regular things in a regular environment. Exactly. For whatever reason, that's how it's always been. That's just how it is, man. But a lot of these dudes, they don't have that. And also, you have to don't sleep on the fact that a lot of guys don't want that. Like, it's a totally different pressure. I've gone into amateur contests with everybody know who I am from my TikTok. A lot of people don't want that type of pressure. After my fight, if I have a fight, I got to tell people, yo, I'm fighting. And I have to post a damn video of me fighting, win, lose, or draw. And, I got 40,000 fans. A lot of people don't want that pressure, no matter what they say when they get these bullshit interviews that nobody sees with 3,000 views on YouTube. Most of these dudes don't want to be in the Floyd Mayweather spotlight or the Ali or the Tyson spotlight. They're not going to tell you that because they got to save face, but they really don't want that shit.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, a lot of these fighters want to wait until they built themselves up and really have that confidence in the ring. And then,
by then it's too late.
Exactly, it's too late.
Ali and Floyd and them, you come out the gate talking shit. That's how you do. Right. Come out the gate talking shit. If you don't make it, you don't make it. But you actually give yourself a greater potential to make more money once you get popular, as opposed to being the B side in a big fight with Tank Davis or somebody, and that may be your only big check. Whereas if you come out the gate talking shit, 5-6 years down the line, you built up a fan base that's gonna ride with you until you retire.
Look at Jake Paul.
Shit, look at Ricardo Mayorga. You know what I mean? Actual fighters out here doing it, or used to be doing it. It's like you don't have to be this perfectly skilled boxer at your apex to have some faith and belief in yourself. You know what I mean? In fact, most of the fights that people love are fights where dudes, the skill level isn't perfect. That's why the fight is so good. Like this fight tonight, in the second half of the fight, that was a good ass fight. It was a good fight because Floyd Schofield had a lot of mistakes. That's what made this shit. I was like, damn, is Floyd gonna get knocked out? Is he? You know what I mean? So some of the fights that get you off your seat, it's not two super skilled guys, but Floyd showed that he had the heart, he had the athleticism, and it was just good matchmaking on the part of Oscar. This was a nice little test for Floyd. He got to see what he needs to work on.
What other test
Yeah.
can Oscar put up for him?
What do you mean by that?
Like, what does Oscar have to offer him that can prepare him from a guy like Shakur or Tank?
Well, that's not really that strong of a question because when you're talking about dudes at the highest level, there's only one Shakur. There's only one Tank. So a lot of times, even a sparring partner, people think, oh man, I gotta go here and spar all these people. Da, da, da. They're not gonna prepare you for no damn champion unless the champion was to come there and spar with you and get that work with you. There's nobody that fights like him anyway. So you're not gonna see a style like that until you get in that moment.
No,
That's why you need to work on what you can control. One thing that you can control is being in superb conditioning. Tonight, this man wasn't in superb conditioning. And if he was in there with a dude that wasn't 3 times slower than him, he might have got stopped.
And I'm gonna tell you some rule of thumb that fighters are missing in order to improve their skill set. It's actually fighting because a lot of times they want to. A lot of times these guys want to stay in the gym and they actually take on more damage than necessary. And if they would just go out there, get more fights, and ride that wave of momentum, it'll take them a lot further than them having wars in the gym.
Fighters, that's the promoters. The promoters now they're looking at Floyd changed so much shit, right? And people aren't creative. Most people are just copycats. So everybody is out here trying to imitate what they think they thought Floyd did. So now they don't even want their guys fighting unless they know it's gonna make X amount of money. That's why these dudes don't just go out and fight anybody because the promoters look at it like, damn, we don't want a day where we're only bringing in this little bit amount. They rather have these dudes have 13 or 14 fights, not even be ready, and then get the $1 million fight because everything is all about money. That's the shadow that Floyd has left over the sport of boxing, where these promoters want to act like they're all going to be on that level, knowing damn well they don't have the talent. They don't have a Floyd Mayweather in their stable, so you're not going to see Floyd Mayweather checks, and you'd be better off not even trying to follow his pattern, his blueprint. In order to follow that blueprint, you need to have a lot of things have to fall in place like lightning in a bottle. You need to have world-class trainers. You need to have a fighter that you trained out of the crib, a fighter that just happened to be dedicated and actually loved what his father introduced to him. You know what I mean? Then he has to hit the genetic lottery. So many different things have to happen for you to have a Floyd Mayweather story and to make Floyd Mayweather money. Once promoters could use their brain and move past that, then they're going to start letting their guys go out there and fight and get in good shape and build instincts under the lights. That's one of the best points that you made, Mr. Fact Straight. Literally, the best way to improve in boxing is those fights under the light. Sparring cannot prepare you for the real deal, and the real deal only makes you better.
Yeah.
Facts. And that's the thing too. You still taking on damage because even Roy Jones said it. How he said, I think was his name, Jimmy Young, told him that he could barely speak. And what'd you say?
Yeah, I remember reading that story. Basically, Jimmy Young was using himself as an example of don't do it like this.
Talking about sparring, how he took on more damage from sparring than actual fighting. And that's what happens. I see a lot of guys, they start to age too, because this is the thing, man. The more and more you go, you putting yourself under that type of stress, it ages you. You're not going to be the same. And a lot of these guys, look at James Toney. James Toney has a real bad problem pronouncing his words.
You can barely understand anything he says when he talks.
And it wasn't, and I really believe it wasn't from fighting. It was from sparring.
Yeah. I think
they said that he never even James Toney would never even hit the bag. I heard
he wouldn't even run. He wouldn't do nothing. But I think it's both because listen, he sparred all damn day, but then James Toney is a dude with 80-something career, like a crazy amount of career fights, like a throwback box rec. And this motherfucker was, he was a fat lazy cow. So he ended fighting his career at heavyweight with man boobs and a big belly. Yeah. James Toney was supposed to be fighting at middleweight, maybe light heavyweight. But when he's fighting at heavyweight, he was fighting men that were naturally that size. That's not even his natural size. He's taking blows from behemoths of a man, and then on top of that, you're sparring 200 and 300 rounds in preparation for a fight.
Yeah,
so James, he pretty much wrecked his own brain, man. And whoever was handling him, they allowed him to do it because he was so talented and he was bringing in so much money.
Yeah, and bear in mind, James Toney really didn't do that much workouts. Sparring was his workouts. So
yeah, and that's another thing. Conditioning. I read Rocky Marciano talked about this, but the road work and the conditioning is what actually allows you to take those punches in a more healthy fashion because you're building your body to take those punches. You know what I mean? You can't just go out, even if you have the natural ability, you still want to train to build your body up to take the shots. It's like lifting weights in football. You don't have to necessarily lift weights to be a good football player, but the weights prepare you to take them big ass blows. So it's more about injury prevention. A lot of people don't know that.
Exactly, and you hit it right on the head because the better you are condition wise, the better you'll be able to take a shot and recover from that shot. The faster the recovery. A lot of people don't know that. In the middle of a fight, yes, you'll be able to recover a lot faster just from being in shape versus if you're out of shape. And a lot of times, what probably contributes to people getting knocked out, especially in the heavyweight division, is you see these big, fat, sloppy guys get knocked out, pretty fast, and a lot of it has to do because they're not in shape.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather was able to weather the storm of Shane Mosley because of his conditioning. If Floyd didn't go out there and run 1,000,000 miles, his ass would have got stopped. But if
that was the heavyweight division, I think he would have been floored.
Yeah.
If they were heavyweights.
Oh yeah.
And that's probably one of the only times Floyd was really rocked.
Nah, hell no. He got stunned real bad in the DeMarcus Corley fight. Floyd ain't got cracked. Floyd just have a hell of a chin.
I said one of the only times.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was one of the cleanest shots. Shane hit him with the cleanest of his career, but he had the buzz before.
Yeah, but that's all Shane had in him for that fight.
Pacquiao buzzed Floyd. When Floyd shelled up, he was hurt. Pacquiao cracked his ass, and Floyd shelled up on the rope. And then Pacquiao tried to do his thing where he throws a flurry, and Floyd blocked all of it and shook his head no. Floyd was hurt right there. So dudes get hurt. They just have such a great poker face, great game face. And they so experienced, they just act like nothing happened.
I'm gonna say this, man, about Schofield, and because you mentioned Pacquiao, and kind of if Schofield kind of reminds me of like a Pacquiao so far as being anxious, the anxiousness, and how he lunges forward, and just like how Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez, that's what's gonna happen to Schofield. Except for it's going to be with a lesser opponent if you don't watch it, if you don't fix that.
Yeah.
Yo, I keep
like
hearing
I think Schofield need to practice throw the 1, 2, 3, and then get your hands up. Like, people don't understand. Like, in my last fight, I was fighting a dude with way more experience than me. I was able to beat him, but the thing that helped me the most, a lot of times after I punch, I just put my hands up. Or when he tried to punch me, I just shelled up, put my hands up. That defense is basic. It don't require that much athleticism. When he was dodging my shots, he had his hands down, doing all this pretty shit. It's hard to do that as you get tired. But no matter how tired you are, putting your hands up to block it takes half a second. Whereas when you're trying to dodge somebody and roll somebody, that takes a lot of time and a lot of mental focus.
Takes more energy.
Yeah, it takes a lot more energy. So that's something that I would tell Floyd, like, yo, when you go in there and you throw a bunch of punches like that, as soon as you finish, get your hands up. And if you finish punching, say you in the south, first I would tell him stop switching, but say he's in the southpaw stance, you throw that damn right hook, you gotta you gotta move your body with the hook and duck at the same time if that's your last punch. If you throw that left and you trying to throw a looping left hook or whatever, you gotta duck with that punch and roll at the same time because there might be something coming back. So you can't just throw it and wait.
You're right. They got to slow it down. They got to slow Schofield down a bit because he's already athletic and he's fast. Slow that down. Have him work on his timing and distance. That's what he needs to work on. He gets that down. Oh, that'd be a bad dude. But because if you notice, Tank Davis, man, I mean, Huh?
I say Schofield just growing, man. That's why I don't think this performance is necessarily bad. He just growing.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
don't. I mean, I feel like his trainers, man. I just feel like they screwing him up, man.
yeah,
I
you're
blame the
right.
trainers, man, because I'm seeing the same thing starting to be a repetitive thing,
But
and
also,
it's
not
like I
every
don't know.
fighter can calm down. Like I give example. Like I sparred Roach like 2 weeks ago. Lamont Roach, bro. As soon as the sparring first bell rang, he walked straight to me and threw like this crazy power jab. I just put my hands up because when I get before I just put my hands up, blocked it, and I was like, okay, he's trying to land. You know, he probably was in there trying to knock me out or some shit. But I'm not a fighter that fights with anxiety or fear or nothing, so I be chilling. And that shit goes a long way. That stops you from getting, knocked out. That stops you from getting tired too fast. And Schofield, that anxiety that you talking about that he has, even if his trainers are telling him what to do, if he can't conquer that anxiety, he's not be able to do it because you in there and you in that damn in that square, you gotta chill out in order for you to be able to see and to counter and to do what your coach is telling you. If you worried, then you're gonna go to autopilot and do what you've been doing.
Yeah, but that's what sparring for, because that's why you have certain things for certain days when it comes to sparring, what you want to work on, and that's something that they should be doing in sparring, where they working on him
I agree.
controlling distance, not even throwing so many punches, and trying to, showcase his athleticism. Okay, we're not gonna work on that right now. We're just gonna work on your defense. We're gonna work on you keeping your hands up, you getting a good distance, working that jab and having different variations on the jab. And that dude, but they're not doing that. They just I don't know, man. They trying to have him like I
You
guess I don't
saying
know.
you
They're trying to
basically
create a
saying trying
different
to
style,
reinvent the
man.
wheel.
Yeah, they trying to
Yeah.
reinvent. That's the word, man. You just hit it
Um,
right on the head,
I
brother.
don't think
Yeah,
that I
they
don't think,
trying
and
to
I
reinvent
agree.
the wheel.
Like if I was coaching them, I would say, look, no switching. Which side are we more dominant in? Like dudes, everybody looks at boxing from the top on down. So when you go to study fighter with it, they want to look at Roy, they want to look at Floyd, they want to look at all of these super athletes and super talents. The fact of the matter is, most boxers will never be on that level as far as natural ability. So it's only so much that you could take from these fighters that everybody knows and loves. It's good to stick to the basics. I think I'll tell them, look, man, go watch some Marvin Hagler. You know what I mean? Outside of the Tommy Hearns fight, all those other fights, Hagler had a very basic style where he just put his hands up, he's feigning, he's jabbing. You know what I
Yep,
mean? He's not trying to throw a million punches. He hit you 1, 2, 3, block, duck,
yep.
moving his head constantly. These things could win fights, especially as guys get tired. When you get tired, your fundamentals are even more important. You would do that fight with
Because
your hands down. You saw Ben Whitaker when they put him in there with that big unit. Ben Whitaker was getting tired, and Ben was winning that fight, but Ben was getting tired. So if that fight goes a distance, who knows what happens? And what happens when they start putting him in there with big guys that actually know how to got the skill, not just guys that rough you up. So you
yeah,
got to
and, and
have basic fundamentals.
it's quality over quantity. Not
Yeah,
everybody's like Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was just a complete package, man. He was fast, but he could put his punches together. He could throw a flurry, but he knew how to mix it up where he wasn't always just where he had different gears.
and plus
And a lot of
Sugar Ray
these speed
Leonard,
fighters, a lot of
um,
these guys that just throw a lot of punches, it actually makes it more difficult to knock somebody out
because
because
you're not
I'm,
picking the
I'm
right
talking about
spot, the accuracy.
exact
Jack
exactly
Blackburn was
because
taught Joe Louis that one punch is worth 1,000 punches if you throw the punch right, in the right place at the right time. But you
at the
mentioned
right
Sugar Ray
time.
Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard. That's another that builds off of what I was saying that dudes can't even really. You can only take so much from a Sugar Ray Leonard. I always tell people look at his footwork, but when you talk about the amount of punches he threw and a guy going 15 rounds, Sugar Ray may be the best athlete that boxing has ever seen. People think it's Roy Jones. I don't think so. Ray Leonard could move in his prime, could move around for 15 rounds, throw a million punches whenever he wanted to, or he could pop shot, throw the power, all doing this while moving, and he could take shots. He didn't have Floyd Mayweather's
Yeah,
defense, so he's taking shots, burning up all that damn energy and still going 15 rounds. I don't know if boxing has ever seen a gas tank like that. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
Ray Leonard, he's one of the most underrated super athletes that the sport has seen. And Floyd Schofield, on his best day, he couldn't be a Ray Leonard because he was tired after like 6 rounds.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
it's
I'll
like I
tell
said, because
Floyd, well, look at how Ray Leonard, when Floyd go on his toes, he know how to punch from his toes. A lot of fighters don't even, Abdullah don't do that. Keyshawn, Shakur, they just don't even have that in their arsenal. Floyd used to do it, but Pretty Boy used to get on the toes sometime and change it up. So Schofield, he needs to build on that lateral movement that he got. He could beat a lot of these dudes with that shit, man. You saw Booth struggle against a fighter with a 68-inch reach just because that motherfucker got on his toes. So
that's true. Yeah, you're right.
That's a big thing that a lot of fighters they're not really using.
And I just don't see the combinations like I used to, like back in the day. Even like with Sugar Ray Leonard, you don't see guys putting punches together like that anymore.
Colonel Moten does.
Guys too scared to get caught.
No, Colonel Moten put some fucking. Colonel had a fight, the 8-rounder with Cuba. He threw over 80 punches twice. I think once in the 2nd round and once in the 7th round. Colonel Moten put some punches together.
He puts punches together. You're right, but the thing with him is, he needs to work on his hooks. Like he kind of slaps his punches. He's kind of wide. That's the only thing with him. He need to tighten his punches up a little bit.
Yeah. I think all these dudes, they got their little styles and they have their little faults. But this fight to me, ultimately, I would have graded it like C plus or B minus. If he didn't get knocked down, I definitely would just go with the B minus. But it's easy to look good when you 2 times or 3 times faster than your opponent. So this was all about matchmaking. This fight, he showed that he had great heart. He showed that he know how to make the jab work. But is he ready for Shakur? Hell no. Is he ready for Abdullah Mason? I don't think so. I think he shouldn't even be thinking about Shakur if you ask me. I think that he needs to be focused on what can I do to make sure that I'm ready for that big moment with Abdullah Mason. Because that's going to be the fight that he gets. He's not even going to get a fight with Shakur.
No, he'll be lucky to get a fight with Keyshawn Davis at some point. And I think Keyshawn will beat him.
I don't think he'd be lucky to get a fight with Keyshawn. I think he'd be unlucky. I think Keyshawn.
He definitely ain't ready for no Keyshawn.
He has to look at it like this. He got to look at it like this. Let me get to the point where I could beat Abdullah and then improve from that fight, then go beat Keyshawn. If he somehow beats Keyshawn, now I'm ready for the final boss. Now I chase Shakur and catch Shakur at the end of his career. That's how you map out these wars. Like you don't be 22 and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fight Shakur. I'm gonna fight Shakur." Ali was doing that. Ali had won a damn gold medal in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Then Ali started his career out doing 6 and 8 rounders. Got up to doing 15 rounders. So by the time Ali and he was fighting dogs on his way up too. He wasn't fighting. He fought some scrubs, but he fought some dogs. So Ali would get dropped and prove that, oh, damn, I got a 10. I still could fight. I got this, I got that. So before he fought Sonny Liston and shook up the world, as he said, he was truly tested. A lot of these dudes, they don't even fight as often enough to get the wrinkles to be able to go out there and call out the big dog. So, yeah, it's too early for Floyd Schofield. And even Oscar knows it because Oscar was out there at the highest level. Oscar knew what the deal is.
That's true. You're right. And Ali was getting knocked down in the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
Right back up and took him out.
And that's why I like I like Schofield getting dropped in this fight because people have to understand this. These dudes will never be Floyd. All that supreme defense, most fighters don't have it. I'm tell you from a fighter perspective, my best defense is putting my damn hands up. I cannot do all of that pretty shit. You know what I mean? And I know it. So it's like, okay, I'm in a real fight. This is not sparring. All the plan has to stop. I got to put these hands up, try to stay small and counter. And I know I'm physically strong. A lot of guys, they're not going to be Floyd, so they have to be them. Floyd got knocked down. Floyd Schofield got knocked down, got his ass back up. And he actually fought which I don't agree with. I think that if he was in there with a greater talent, he would have got stopped. That's one thing that I would tell him. Like, look, man, when you get hurt like that, you don't want to necessarily go into your natural DNA to fight because you're still not right. You want to get yourself back together. But Ali was like that too. If you knock Ali down, if you knock Aaron Pryor down, some fighters, their DNA is, okay, motherfucker, let me see if I can knock you down. And I think Floyd got some of that in his DNA. Floyd Schofield.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good assessment. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot with boxing, man. It's a lot, but before he fighted Shakur, that motherfucker has to be truly tested. He got to get way more 12 rounders. The 12 rounders is will allow you to beat somebody who may be more skilled than you, because you're gonna have to have the lungs to keep going. When you get hit, when you get hurt, you got to have the lungs and the legs to keep going. So Floyd needed a lot more 12 rounders. And once again, he need to be thinking about Shakur. He need to be thinking about Abdullah Mason. If you could get past Abdullah Mason, you're in a whole different era really than Shakur. Like, you don't have to fight Shakur in your entire career. If you do it, great. But if you could beat an Abdullah Mason, that's your contemporary. Like, your main rival within your age group, all that. You know, with the same time frame. You beat him, that's going to get you certified for this era. Then you going to beat a Keyshawn Davis. You a made man after that. So that's where Abdullah Mine got to be. By that point, the fans will be calling for Shakur to fight you.
Yeah, man. Right now, Shakur, he would dominate Schofield.
He would stop him.
Yeah, he would stop him. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, he get picked apart.
Damn sure would. But I actually like this fight tonight. It was fun. It was a fun fight. It was a realistic fight. And Schofield learned a lot. And I hope that he actually listened to some of the things that his dad was telling. His dad was actually telling him, look, you got caught in the third round because you trying to beat this dude on the inside and shit. And also you're not throwing body shots and you're not boxing. The thing about it, Schofield has to learn how to fight on the inside, but you don't learn how to fight on the inside on fight night. That's something that y'all supposed to be doing in camp. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't want to experiment in a real fight.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, no. I wish that's something that they already integrated into the style, but I guess that's something that they still haven't thought about. I guess they feel like what they've been doing is working, so why change it now? But I don't know, man. I don't know. How far this kid gonna go? Because I see the talent, man. I just feel like he's in the hands of the wrong people, and he's not with the right people, man. I just feel that strongly.
Yeah, like I said, these coaches, man. A lot of times, you can see at the end of the day, it's somebody that probably could coach better than whoever your coach is. That's just what it is. But motherfuckers be having to work with who they got because a lot of times these are their fathers. The thing is, though.
Yeah, man. The dads be kind of messing them up sometimes.
Well, like not just that, but I'm saying most sons that they have a loyalty. Their father got them that far, so it's not an easy thing for them to say, "Dad, it's time for you to step down." You know what I mean? So that's where they get the tie-up come. But if that's the case, if you want to be loyal to a trainer, you have to do double work, film study. You have to do double the work mentally yourself. And you're going to grow as a fighter doing this, but you have to get to a level where you become the damn trainer, where you can correct yourself. Like, that's the only way you can go in there. And I don't think guys are even thinking on that level. Like, I don't know, man. It's a lot to this game.
Some are, man. I mean, what you're talking about,
yeah,
man, is something that
Shakur actually be in there doing his own damn thing. He one of the ones that I don't think that he need his grandfather in the corner, to be honest with you.
Man, I don't know. One thing with, like I said, with Shakur, I mean, he has it all. He does, but his heart, I question it, man. I just don't see the killer instinct. He's all talk, to me.
Yeah.
He has, and I feel like it's because he was so hyped up and in his boxing ability that it's like it kind of crippled him, Oh, I'm so
How
good
so?
because
How so?
in his head, he better than Floyd. But
Oh,
it's
who the
like you
hell said he better
haven't,
than Floyd?
huh?
Who said that?
No, I'm talking about in
Oh,
Shakur's
he said
mind.
in
You
his
know, like
head. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah, in
mean,
his
listen,
head,
listen,
yeah,
listen.
just the way he
He's
talked.
supposed to feel like that. He said it before, actually. He said, at this age, I'm better than what Floyd was at his age. But the fact of the matter is, Shakur Stevenson leads the world in boxing plus minus, right? Floyd Mayweather at his peak was still 10 points above Shakur, and Shakur lead the whole world. So Floyd was way out there as far as his efficiency. He was in a realm of his own. Shakur lead the world, and he's 10 points below where Floyd was. So Shakur know he's not nowhere near. He's not even sniffing Floyd Mayweather by the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
Good,
I
Don.
mean. Like I said, he's a good fighter. If he just had a different mentality, like I think because I think he's baby man. I mean, I feel like even with Andre Ward and with what's his name, Terrence Crawford, I feel like they try
I
to
think
talk
they
to
got in
him.
his case behind closed doors, but they didn't want to because the whole world was pouring on him. They didn't want to do it in front of everybody. But right after that fight, him and Bud was working with each other and shit. Like I think Bud was really telling him, "Look, yo, you got to really pick this shit up. That performance was horrible." I think Andre Ward probably told him that was a horrible performance, Lord, bro. But they didn't want to say that in front of the world, which is good actually.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. You're right.
So you talking
I
about
feel like they
dogs?
probably did
Them
that.
dudes are real dogs. They not going to sugarcoat shit with Shakur. I doubt it. I don't think they. But they're going to protect him in front of the world. And brothers we need to start doing that as well. Like because all the other nations they want us to be on TV talking about how the next black man ain't shit or he this you know what I mean. So Bud and Andre they stayed on cold in front of the cameras, but I know that they gave
Yeah,
it to
you're right.
Shakur when they turned them cameras off.
I hope so, man. I hope you're right that they did
I hope I'm right
correct them
too,
on
because
some
if not,
things.
then that's not going to be good. Because at the end of the day, Shakur's career is going to be defined by Tank Davis. Tank Davis' career going to be defined by Shakur. That's really what this shit is with this bot. Like, look at Errol Spence. Errol getting demolished like that, that ruined his entire legacy. Because what you did to those B class fighters, that's not really gonna hold weight. That's not gonna stand the test of time. It all come down to what did you do to them A class fighters? And Mike Tyson was talking about this on to Andre Ward. Mike said it ain't if you lose, it's how you lose. You could lose in a way where you making more money because they're like, damn, that motherfucker really came out. He almost beat him. So the
That's
boxing
true.
powers that be, they're going to keep working with you because they're going to want to see you in those big fights even more because you put on such a great fight. You came to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's right.
because people just, the promoters are moving in a funny way, but at the end of the day, the loss isn't gonna determine. It's how you lose.
Yeah,
Did
it's how you
Floyd
do.
win
You're
his
right.
fight? Schofield?
Huh?
Did Schofield win?
Oh
Convincingly?
yeah. He won. He was fighting somebody that he was 2 times faster than. He got dropped in the fight, but the knockdown wasn't even really because it wasn't because it was a hard shot. It's because Floyd Schofield was tired, and he got hit at the wrong time. It was a nice little time play shot, and he had his legs under him. They said like Azuma Nelson, he lost against Salvador, but looked great. Azuma lost against a lot of the great guys. Lost against Purnell, but yeah, Azuma Nelson, he's a legend because you knew if Azuma Nelson put them damn gloves on, he was trying to take somebody's head off. So when you talking about an Azuma Nelson, he's a perfect example of Hassan 18 of somebody that even if he loses the big fight, he's gonna make more money because they know that when he comes, he's gonna put on a motherfucking show. And that's why Shakur is a lot of pressure on Shakur. Shakur gotta win because when Shakur comes, the fans don't know if he's gonna put on the show or not. In fact, they know 9 times out of 10, if you look at his last couple of performances, no, he's not gonna put on the show. So he gotta win. He gotta play the long game.
Well,
Hey Don, I ain't really hearing what you're saying. I don't know. It was like muffled.
no, I wasn't saying that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's still up for grabs between Shakur and Tank. I feel like Tank is the better fighter, but depending on who's in his corner and how his lifestyle is outside the ring, is gonna play a major role if he's gonna beat Shakur if they ever fight.
They
Because
said
Tank he got a lot going on right now.
if Shakur and Tank fight, whoever has been training hardest over the last decade, like whoever has been taking this shit serious, that's gonna be the one that win. They both supremely talented, so I agree with you. Whoever is focused on that big moment, that's gonna be the guy that bring it home. Hassan said, "Would you say Ali trained himself or Dundee?" Ali was trained by a black dude named Fred Stoner. By the time he got to Dundee, Ali already understood everything he knew, everything that he was going to understand about boxing. And Ali, he never stopped growing really mentally. Like he was always thinking of new tactics and shit like that. Before the Ron Lyle fight, he told the people what he was going to do to beat Ron. You know what I mean? He said he wasn't going to do the rope-a-dope. He was actually going to come forward, let Ron pressure Ron, make sure he catch them shots, make Ron throw, and get him tired. But he wasn't going to do the rope-a-dope where he just let Ron beat him like he did with Foreman. So Ali was pretty much a finished product. Dundee's job wasn't to train Ali. His job was to find the fights, get the venue, shit like that.
You coach him, that's it.
And coach. And Dundee was a pretty good coach because he understood the mental aspect. Like Ali, he ain't like people telling him what to do. So Dundee would say shit like, man, after a round, if he wanted Ali to jab, he'd say shit like, hey, champ, I like how you was working your jab and turning your hip while you was doing the jab. So then Ali would come out the next round and do that, even though he didn't do that in the previous round. So that's the shit that Dundee would do because he understood Ali's psyche.
Yeah, Dundee had all the tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
He wasn't just
a dude riding on, on the ride.
Cutting gloves and all type of shit.
Hell yeah. He was savvy.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, he saved Ali early in his career.
Henry Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper laced him with a left hook. Ali was done. If he'd have came out at that round, if he'd have came out after that 1 minute break, he'd have got laced. He was too wobbly. Dundee cut them gloves. he was like his glove. By the time they put that glove on, Ali was well awoke. Put the beatings on people. Cut him up. He didn't knock him out, but he cut him up so bad they had to stop the fight.
They had to stop, yep. Because Cooper was a damn bleeder. And in the listing fight, Dundee told Ali, look, motherfucker, just move around. Just run. Ali said, I can't see. He said, just run. Don't try to fight God that bit, run till your vision come back.
So that fight with him and Listen, the first fight, the angles, I didn't know. I didn't really pay attention to it, but Ali, he moved his head in just so many different positions.
All them feints, Ali underrated now. You know why?
Upper body, lower, for the foot movement, the upper body, everything was just moving. He was just all over the place, man.
You know why he's so underrated? Because of Floyd. Floyd was so transformative, like Michael Jordan. So everybody think boxing is Floyd Mayweather, shoulder roll, this. You know what I mean? Pull counter, right hands. Ali had a hell of a pull counter. But Ali was a scientific fighter and an unconventional fighter, and he understood boxing in his own way. And also, just a lot of the basic shit that you mentioned, Ali would feint you. A lot of the old school fighters, they'd feint your ass. They'd change levels. They understood how powerful the jab was. Ali would be dominant in any era, but nowadays people say the same dumb shit that they heard somebody else say. Well, Ali did a lot of stuff wrong. Motherfucker, Ali did a lot of shit right too. A lot of stuff right. Ali jab, you don't see a heavyweight that could jab out there right now today like Ali jab. You don't see a heavyweight that could dance on his feet like Ali did. Ali had the best footwork of any heavyweight ever. Maybe of any fighter ever, but definitely of any heavyweight ever. So he becoming underrated because a lot of people, they don't even go and watch fight. They just repeat what they heard. So they say shit like, oh, well, Ali had a lot of mistakes. All fighters have mistakes.
And Ali was real slick. A lot of people don't catch little things he did. He was with Joe Frazier, and they didn't know that when Joe Frazier would get too close, he would literally grab the back of his head and push it into his chest.
There was only one thing I didn't like about Ali: the open hand. That was the only thing I didn't like. The open hand punches.
The open hand punches.
Yeah, them open hand punches. I didn't
Yeah, you talking about, especially when you're on the ropes, where
I couldn't stand that
where he
shit.
paw a motherfucker with an open hand.
Yeah, he stayed with that open
And he
hand.
a block with an open hand too. I know what Don talking about. Ali be in there just playing.
He would fight dirty a little bit. But yeah, what he would do is he'll grab the back of their head and force their whole head into his chest. But I'm gonna tell you something though. They can't breathe.
You only can do that.
He'll push their head down.
You only can do that like that as many times Ali did that to Frazier when you the A side. You can't be no regular fighter out there thinking that they're gonna let you pull somebody's head down over and over and over. They're gonna take points from you. So some of the shit that Ali did, he got away with it. And plus Ali, he was a heavy clincher.
Foreman, he did that with Foreman too.
Ray Robinson was a heavy clincher too. You can only do that shit when you the A side.
Yeah, he grabbed the back of their head. He had Foreman and pushed their head down, and that take energy away from you. That's why Foreman got tired.
He was hitting Foreman too. He was pushing Foreman head down and hitting him.
Yeah.
The uppercut, yeah.
He made Foreman look really bad.
I know.
That shit messed up Foreman mentally, man.
That strategy was crazy.
Yeah.
Ali had that motherfucker down to a science. You know, Ali said that the way that he knew how to dodge them punches, he said from watching Archie Moore, he said Archie Moore was an older man, right? And, you know, he in there with them young bucks. So Archie would let the young man tee off on him a little bit and would block him without really moving too much and let that man tire himself out. Then Archie would go in for the kill. That's why Archie got the most knockouts. Archie will let you get him sometime. You know, he in that damn that crouch defense that he had with the cross arm, the elbows and shit. And he'll let you get a good shot on him and let you punch, but he'll dodge him without using that much energy. Ali said he watched Archie do that, and he went into the fight trying to do that against Foreman, and it just worked. It worked for him. So, hey.
The irony about that is Archie was in George Foreman's corner. Another little fun fact: Archie and Muhammad Ali were used to be in camp together when Ali was younger. Like he showed Ali a lot of things in boxing when they were coming up.
Yeah, and Ali, but he tried to take it too far. He wanted Ali to fight out of that crouch, and Ali said, "Hell no, I don't fight like it." He'd have got Ali knocked out doing that dumb shit. Ali was 6'3". He was gifted. He had long arms, fast feet. Ali would have got knocked out doing that. They said Archie was getting flashbacks. Yeah, Ali did get him when he was old. That's a funny fight too. But Ali told him, if that old man getting there with me, I'm gonna whoop him.
Somebody get that old man.
Yeah, and he was ripped too, man. He was ripped in that fight. I think that was the most, the leanest I've seen Ali.
Well,
and that he was lean.
If you anything before the layoff, late, like when he was over on the Europe tour and all that shit, that's Ali and his apex. Like, yeah, he never moved like that or looked like that again. Them layoff years really fucked him up. And it's crazy that he was still great after that, but he wasn't. Basically, Ali was supposed to be as dominant as how Floyd was up until the De La Hoya fight. Like, if you watch Floyd from age 30 and under, that motherfucker was untouchable. That's how Ali was supposed to go. But they took away that man prime years. Mm-hmm. So, there you go.
I mean, kind of the same thing happened with Tyson.
Yeah. Only difference is Tyson did it to himself.
Yeah.
He said, I don't think Ali was that great. I feel like Joe Frazier was far greater than Ali. I just had to disagree. I mean, I understand Frazier was great, but Ali literally beat the motherfuckers that Frazier couldn't beat. So, exactly. And then he did it while having more publicity than Frazier and making more money than Frazier. So, in what aspect would you say that Frazier was greater than Ali?
He just like those type of fighters.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. You just giving your personal preference who you like. I can understand somebody liking Frazier more than Ali, personality wise and style wise. I can understand it, but there's no way that you can argue that Frazier was greater than Ali.
No way on earth.
And plus, they fought 3 times, and Ali won 2 out of the 3. Like, come on now, shit.
But that I forgot. I think it was the second fight though. Ali was gonna quit, if I was not mistaken. But Eddie Futch
That's the third fight.
Throw in the towel before Ali's training.
That's a thriller. That
was the third fight. Okay, that was the third one.
That's the one he stopped him, right?
Yeah.
That's the thriller. No, not the.
He wasn't greater than Ali.
Yeah, he wasn't great on Ali. There's no way you can even argue that because they fought 3 times. Ali won 2 out of 3.
Yeah, but that, like I said, one of them could win either way.
Yeah, but then when you factor in the fact that Ali beat the motherfucker that destroyed Frazier, it's not even close. And then when you start factoring the popularity and the money, it ain't even close. There's no way that you can argue that Frazier was greater than Ali. Frazier really
the only one that Frazier got over Ali. The only one he got over Ali would be Ken Norton. That's it.
Yeah.
Ali had problems with Norton.
That style.
And Frazier didn't.
Why? Yeah. Because it's really because he had problems with Eddie Futch. Yeah, Eddie Futch went over to he figured out Ali's style. He gave it to Frazier, then he went and gave it to Ken Norton.
Yeah.
Still happened in the ring. They used to say all the time, Norton won all those fights and I don't know.
I might have get up out of here, fellas. It was good talking to you, man.
All right, Miss Straight Facts. Hey, appreciate you, man. Good boxing talk.
I might have been biased when I rewatched it.
What fight you was biased on, Don?
Ken Norton and Ali. I might have been biased for Ali. I would have to watch it today.
Yeah, I got you. Hell yeah.
I just love Ali, man.
Yeah, Ali's a bad motherfucker. It's hard not to like Ali, you know? He had one of the personality.
I mean, today I watched him and Spinks, the second one. And I didn't watch it to see if he won, because I know he won, but I was watching it to see how good Spinks was, because we was talking about brothers and father, brothers, and I was like, Spinks and Leon and...
Oh, yeah, remember you talking about brothers? And you said, no, the Spinks brothers was both good.
Yeah, so I had to go back and watch Mike. And yeah, he was good. He was good. It's just that it was too many dogs, man. And then,
that's like Sean Porter. If Sean Porter was in a weak era, motherfuckers would look at him totally different. Mm-hmm. Hey, Don, who your favorite? They asked me, but I'm gonna ask you first. Who your favorite fighter of all time in boxing?
Sugar Ray Robinson. Or if they ask me the favorite fighter that I've seen, like live, I would have to go with Purnell.
Damn, I understand that. Purnell, one of the most forgotten by the newer age boxing fans. That's a bad. When you go watch, like they won't even go watch his fights for whatever reason. But the shit that he was able to do in the boxing ring, I have never seen a fighter do it. Like I just haven't seen it. People talk about Willie Pep, but a lot of that footage ain't out there. And that's Pernell Whitaker, the way that he was able to move, and unlike Ben Whitaker, Pernell could do it no matter what skill level fighter was in front of him. He made Oscar De La Hoya hit air. And when Oscar's prime.
Prime Oscar. Swing at air all day. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, this dude.
And then did the damn salsa bachata.
Yo. I've been nobody's groupie, but I wanted to meet Pernell Whitaker, bro. I was like,
Don said, if I could just shake that brother's hand, I'd have been a better man.
Yeah, I said, yo, this dude could fight his ass off.
Oh, like it's nothing natural.
Pernell had the power.
I ain't even like Pernell. When I looked up his regimen, I was like, what the fuck? Pernell ain't even run crazy miles. He's a lightweight. He just had it, man. He just had it. He just had it, man. They said they done. So who wins? Julio Cesar Chavez or Tank Davis?
Well, Tank ain't fight nobody on that level, so I got to go with Chavez. Tank got to show me he can beat those type of fighters.
Yeah, I know. We can't just look at what Purnell did. I always tell people Purnell better than Tank. Purnell could jump up to 47 like nothing and fight men way bigger than him. Like nothing. And this is a man that was on that booger sugar. So Tank, what Tank does is a lot of athleticism. I noticed that when I was sparring Roach too. They caught up in like, oh, let me land this big shot at the right time. Da, da, da. What happened when you don't knock a man out? You still have to box. So that's where I think Tank lacking. He lacking on his, that boxing ability. People get so used to stopping dudes. It's easy to stop a man when y'all the same size. As you go up in weight, it gets harder to stop people. And they're still here. They're still scoring. That's what we saw in the Barrios fight. You know what I mean? Pernell Whitaker makes easy work of Barrios. Tank struggled with Barrios. So we can't just say that Tank is going to beat a Chavez who been in there with all type of dogs. It says Davis has already has a lot of boxing. It says Gervonta Davis already has a lot of boxing. What are you talking about? What I'm saying, it says watch Davis and Pedraza. Bro, Jose Pedraza cannot be mentioned in the same sentence with Julio Cesar Chavez.
The fuck? That was a bad and terrible example.
Like, this fight, this isn't about us saying Tank can't box. We know he has boxing ability. What we're talking about is, can Tank beat Julio Cesar Chavez? That's what I was just talking about. That's what my spiel was about. Maybe you just jumped in alive. Why are you trying to compare Tank to Julio? I'm not trying to compare anything. I'm answering the question that somebody in the chat was saying. So you come in here trying to be a contrarian instead of just enjoying the live and vibing. Yeah, all right, let me get you up out of here. Let me do that. Go ahead and block your ass.
Yeah, please do. Get him the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, I blocked him. Because he wasn't even trying to learn. He wasn't trying to add nothing. Everything that I was saying, he was trying to be a contrarian. You know what I mean? Like a woman that like you and don't know how to go about showing you. Say who you say you think Floyd robbed De La Hoya? No. De La Hoya got that ass outboxed. And Floyd had to fight a defensive fight because De La Hoya was bigger than him and dangerous. De La Hoya, the thing about De La Hoya is that nobody gonna take a man serious when he talking about wearing women clothes and putting on fishnets and shit. De La Hoya is nothing to be played with. Go watch De La Hoya in his prime, knocking motherfuckers out with that left hook. Floyd had to fight a very safe fight, had to wait for Oscar to get tired, and then Floyd is going to do him. Jab, right hand. You know what I mean? But Floyd had to fight a defensive fight, and the average fan doesn't know how to score a boxing match. They think just because somebody is throwing the most punches, they should win, like it's amateur boxing. Floyd made Oscar miss when Floyd had his backs on those ropes, and he countered Oscar. But he had to fight that fight because Oscar was bigger than him and had a very powerful left hook. Floyd had to be on the lookout, or he would have ended up like Devin. Who is the greatest Orthodox and greatest Southpaw boxers? I don't know. You tell me. I ain't shit. I ain't about to sit out here and make those big ass lips. Stephen said, do what? Do what? He said, never mind. I thought you said Oscar won. No, I think Oscar lost. But I mean, if somebody feels as though Oscar won, I can see why they think that, because if you didn't go back and slow down the video, you just see Oscar got Floyd backed up on the ropes and throwing a bunch of punches. You may think that Oscar won. But I slowed down the video. I seen Floyd ducking, dodging, and blocking. I give you an example, bro. I sparred Lamont Roach. He put up a video, and they try to clip up the shots real fast. Half of the shots that they clipped up, I rolled the shot. But if you watch it fast, like I get cracked. You know what I mean? And then the other two shots actually got hit. But it's a way that you have to slow down footage because dudes are moving so fast. So it was a punch where he threw a punch, I parried it, and it didn't hit me at all. And as it moved up, I turned my head to make sure I didn't get hit. But in fast speed, like I get hit. You know what I mean? So that's Floyd and Oscar. Oscar was throwing punches. Floyd's doing his shoulder roll shit, blocking, parrying, and weaving most of those punches. If you don't slow it down and you don't watch it, the human eye cannot track that. So that's why they have the replays. And the judges are supposed to, they supposed to be trained. That's why they watch so much boxing. But a lot of them, they dirty. They on the down low anyway, so they're not even gonna be honest, even if they could see what was really happening. So it is what it is. But they got that one right. Floyd won. He said you don't need to slow shit down. I seen Floyd won. No, bro. Sometimes in boxing you gotta slow stuff. It's been a lot of times where I think somebody landed a shot, and then I go and watch the replay they didn't land. Or I think somebody didn't land, and I go and watch the replay they land. That's just how it goes, bro. That's why they have replays. You cannot sit here and tell me that every time something happens in the sport of boxing where dudes are moving, some of these dudes are moving faster than the speed of light. You know what I mean? I'm using hyperbole, but they're fast as hell. So you can't tell me that every single time you see everything clearly. Nah, especially because of the angle, the camera angle, all type of shit. It ain't like you there live at the fight. We watching what they show us from the certain camera angle. It's a lot of things that go into it. So am I crazy for thinking 147 Terrence Crawford beats Floyd Mayweather? Crawford has a puncher's chance against Mayweather. So you're not crazy for thinking that he has a chance. Crawford is not nothing to be, he's not nothing to sneeze at. He has a chance, but he has a puncher's chance. Floyd is overall a better boxer with better defense. And Floyd got better stamina. Like Crawford, he'll slow down and he'll take breaks. Floyd ain't start taking breaks until he was at the very end. Being undefeated don't mean anything. You can still have many losses and still be great. Facts. That's facts, life fight. I agree.
Yeah, but being undefeated don't mean they ain't saying it don't mean shit.
Yeah, you can't say that. It depends. How are you undefeated? Are you taking a Joe Calzaghe route where you don't fight nobody until everybody's a senior citizen? Yeah, that don't really mean as much. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or you taking the Floyd Mayweather route where you fight damn near everybody and you prove that you're the best. That means a lot. The Andre Ward route. But Andre Ward, his undefeated don't hold as much weight because he only had 30-something fights. Could have kept going, but he got out early because mentally he got tired of the training. Got tired of the stress. But, it's levels to being undefeated.
Yeah.
I was looking up all the undefeated fighters the other day. There's dudes that were undefeated and they had to retire because of injury. You know what I mean? Like, boxing is funny like that. But unless you go and look that shit up, you would just think that they just undefeated. You know what I mean? They 30-0, and you're like, oh damn, but they might have lost if they kept going, but they were forced to retire due to injury.
Well, people like to say he ducked Beterbiev. Okay, but what about Triple G ducking him? I mean, shit. Andre Ward, I don't know, man. I always look at...
First off, Beterbiev got 20 fights. 21 now. So Triple G was an established name and Andre Ward an established name. You're 34 years old. You're not looking to fight no Beterbiev because you're not going to get paid. Plus, Beterbiev at that time probably had 10 fights. Yeah. Like, come on. Use your brain, bro. Triple G should have fought Ward. Triple G ain't want them problems because Ward has better boxing craft than Triple G. Triple G is a great, all-time great boxer, but it's levels to this shit. Ward could do everything Triple G does besides, the power. But as far as tenacity and coming forward, putting pressure on the dude, Ward can do that. But Ward can do other things as well that Triple G can't do. And he says he had 13. That's my point, Stephen. He had 13 fights at the time. And nobody knew who the fuck Beterbiev was.
Nobody.
Even now, they really don't know who he is. They just market him because, he's Russian and he's dominant. But his personality, Ward wasn't going to make no money. Ward already has a vanilla personality his damn self. So Ward wasn't making money like that. How he really should for somebody with that skill level. So he was trying to get a dance partner like Triple G, who has a big fan base, and beat a Triple G. That's how you get the money. Mm-hmm. They said Ward is way better than Triple G, and that's coming from a Triple G fan. Exactly. But Beterbiev been here. What the fuck? If y'all seen Olympics, y'all would know. Yes, we know, but we talking about casual fans and money, bro. We're not talking about boxing heads. These motherfuckers that know all about every top amateur. But that don't mean just because you was a top amateur that you could sell a damn fight. A lot of the top amateurs, the reason why they got to be with the promotion is because they can't sell the fight. The promotion got to set it up for them and make them look good over the course of 8-10 years. Motherfuckers can't talk on the microphone. Then you got to do like Rolly Romero. He couldn't do shit in the amateurs. But you put that microphone in front of Rolly and he could sell the fucking fight. So a lot of the top amateurs, the top class boxers, they need that promotion or you will never hear of them.
Well, they got a fighter right now that everybody say can't sell fucking water in a desert, and that's Shakur. And was he a top fucking amateur or not?
Exactly. Top of the line, silver medalist. Only one dude better than him.
But in America, he was the best.
Yep.
He was considered the best amateur out of all, even outside of his weight class. He was considered the MVP of amateur boxing in the U.S. at that time. He was the man to watch in the Olympics. So, and he can't sell shoes to a barefoot man, homeless man. So, I mean, so Beterbiev fall in that motherfucking category.
Exactly. And Beterbiev is a dude that had for most of his career, he had 100% knockout ratio. For the first time in his career, he wasn't able to knock out his opponent. Mm-hmm. So that just proves that it's not about knockouts. It ain't about this, ain't about that. It's about the personality. Mr. Fact Straight, I said straight fact, but it's Mr. Fact Straight. He was talking about this when he came up. It's about these guys' personality. A lot of these guys don't have, those star level personalities. They don't have that it factor for whatever reason. So guess what? They can't fucking sell. They're not good on the microphone. They don't got it, bro. And it's okay. Because what they do have, like Shakur Stevenson, they have the it factor in the ring. And if you remain undefeated in boxing, eventually you're going to get put in front of the money man.
Yeah.
So Shakur is playing the long game. That's all he's doing. He's playing the long game.
Yeah, because this is going to happen. He got to, unless he loses somebody he's supposed to.
Exactly. That's the only pressure about the long game. You got to stay undefeated. But yeah. I think Shakur knows that. He knows that people are preying on his downfall. He's going to show up in shape and he's going to do what he got to do to win.
Well, you should hope so. Because I would love to see him in Tank. I don't know if it's going to happen. And I don't think it's going to be because of Shakur.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna be.
I don't know what the fuck Tank to be doing.
I don't know what. I think he just want to make as much money as he can and leave out, so he won't have to face Floyd and say he lost and Floyd never lost. I don't know what's going on between them. I can't call it, but that's what I think. He just want to stay undefeated, so he don't hear shit from Floyd.
And he don't hear shit from the fans. Tank got a very fragile ego.
Yeah, he seemed a little soft.
So yeah, I was ready to say kind of soft. Like he ain't, he not somebody that I don't even mind people going back and forth with fans, but Tank not somebody that could be like, you know what, fuck what they talking about. I'm rich, bitch. You know what I mean? Like that the shit they say it get to him a lot. So he'd be worried.
I noticed that with the Frank Martin interview when his name what's this promoter name? The one Crawford beat the crap out of Spence. When Spence said something to him, his whole face expression changed. He started stuttering. It could be you. I said, yeah. He emotional as fuck. Because Spence said, you ain't fighting nobody. That motherfucker got so mad.
Because it's the insecurity. He knows deep down is true.
Yeah,
even though all of his fans kiss that ass and tell him how great he is, deep down, the man knows what it is. Like, because Tank been around boxing his whole life. He understands what it means when a dude fight, real champions and shit. That's why you saw Tank got so mad at Beterbiev coach for saying that Tank wasn't a Hall of Famer.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, if a Hall of Famer is what they say it is, he's not. But he's going to make it just on the fact that the Hall of Famer ain't all that true.
Yeah, when it comes to boxing.
Yeah, they got people in it that should be in it.
But just the fact that his coach said that set Tank off, and Tank was calling Beterbiev, a bum and all this bullshit. But at the end of the day, Beterbiev went out there and did it at the highest level.
Exactly.
So it's different. It's different. Like Beterbiev stood across from another dragon and was able to conquer that dragon. Tank hasn't done that for whatever reason, and he's 30. Or he will be 30 in like a couple days.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Emotional creature. He holding his emotions.
Shakur has more attributes, better and sharper than Tank. Shakur's defense is better than Tank's defense, and maybe his distance management. But I don't know. Tank got things better than Shakur. Tank is more accurate. Tank hits harder. Tank takes more risk. In them championship fights, you gotta take risks, bro. Like you're not gonna get in there with a champion and you don't have moments where you go for it. It just doesn't happen. That's why Caleb Plant couldn't beat Canelo. Look at the punches that Canelo was throwing at Caleb and what Caleb was trying. Caleb thought he was gonna get in there, tap, 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 and win. No. At the highest level, you gotta inflict pain on somebody.
Oh yeah.
Like you talking about a champion. This motherfucker worked and then fought through the best fighters in the world a lot of the time. So he's not about to lay down. That's why you gotta lay him down. You can't really go in there with that amateur mindset, like, oh, I'm just gonna score points and shit like that. So that's something that we see Tank do on the regular, and that's what Shakur gonna struggle with that in that fight. But that's gonna be a great fight if it happens.
Yeah, if y'all think Tank gonna just walk in there and knock Shakur out, I don't know.
They out there damn mind if they think that.
I don't know about you. Y'all been watching.
That's never happening. And Tank know that. Tank know that Shakur, all the early rounds are going to Shakur. Tank knows that. The thing is, by round 9, how many rounds will have Shakur have racked up? So going into the championship rounds, how much of a lead will Shakur have? And will Tank be forced to like, damn, I need a knockout? That's when shit can get crazy. If Tank need a knockout, he getting swept. It's 9-0. We only got 3 rounds left. That's when things are getting crazy. And that's when you can see Shakur get knocked down once or twice and he gonna be tested. Because them knockout artists, they know how to find you, like especially when pressure come up. We seen it from Robinson. We didn't seen it from Tank in the Barrios fight. Like a knockout artist, they gonna catch you with that big shot once, maybe twice in the fight. So what you gonna do when it lands? Liston caught Ali. Ali shelled up, clinched, and kept on pumping. Shit happened. Liston caught Ali with a barrage of punches to the stomach. I was watching the other day. Like, he finally caught up with Ali, all that fleet of foot. Liston caught him, threw a hard punch to the body. Ali ate him and kept going. So it's going to happen. Tank going to catch Shakur, and it's going to be a matter of if Shakur's body could deal with that and just keep fighting. If he can, he's going to win that fight. I think Shakur, what he does is better over the course of 12 rounds than what Tank does. Tank has shown time and time again that, he gives up rounds. Like, just give up a lot of rounds. And he only fights in spurts. So.
Yeah. And we talking about one of the best defensive fighters in the game.
In the game.
And you cutting off half of the fight, giving up the first 6 rounds, you just gave up half of the fucking fight. Now you're dealing with the dude with the best footwork, the best distance management, and you just cut off half of the fight. Now you got to chase this dude for 6 rounds and try to get the KO. If that's what he does. We going by what Tank does normally.
Yeah. If I was Tank, I'm going Hagler Hearns. Fuck that.
You're not waiting right now with your girl. You can't do that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you got to be realistic. If Shakur's still around in the 9th and the 10th and he beating you on the cards, he going to win that fight. You don't want to be fishing for a knockout against a dude that can move like that in the late rounds. Like, it's probably already over. So you got to make a decision. Let's get him early. Even if you don't knock him out, let's say you get a knockdown, you slow his legs down. Let's say you work that body like you was doing against Frank Martin. Slow those legs down. Go hard early. You know what I mean? You're going to have to take a risk. You're going to have to risk being tired. You're going to have to risk going out there and punching yourself out. Like, you got to do something crazy to win that fight. Both fighters going to have to do something that they never done before to win that fight.
Exactly.
That's the difference between those A-class fights. Like, motherfuckers got to take real risks. That's why things get so hectic.
Yeah.
It's totally different from fighting somebody at a lower level. Because the lower level guys, a lot of times they go into the fight knowing they're not going to win. So there's less resistance. There's less strategy, less game plan, all of that. They lay down. A lot of them lay down because they already had it in their mind, I'm not going to win this shit. I'm just glad I'm getting paid.
Yeah. I'm getting the most money I ever got in my life, changed my life. Kids is okay now. I'm good. They counting the money to fight over.
And dudes don't be wanting to push to that extra gear because you can get fucked up doing that as well. So they like, nah, let me just lay down and go home and spend this money. So, yeah, rarely do you get somebody that's in there fighting to the death. But like an arrow spin. But I'm gonna get up out of here, Don. I gotta get my black ass up and run them all. So, but I appreciate you coming up, man. I wish you would have got to see this. This fight was a good ass fight. It started slow, but it was dramatic as hell with Floyd Schofield and what was the dude's name? Giron or some shit like Renee Hiron. Yeah, Renee Hiron. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And and I don't know if you know Floyd Schofield, this motherfucker get hit behind the ear, turn around and start looking for the ref. I was thinking, boy, if you was in there with any of the killers that you talk about, you'd have got your ass knocked out. You saw what happened to Wilder. Mm-hmm. The dude Hiron saw Schofield turn around looking for the ref and then backed off. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah, Abdullah Mason get fucked up by Shakur right now.
Yeah, it was Floyd Schofield. Both of them. Both of them.
I'm answering his question.
Oh, yeah. Both of them would.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to fuck with Shakur. They're not on that level yet.
I don't think they can attain to that level. Like, them dude is a style thing.
Well, I didn't mean his level. I mean on that level to be challenging Shakur.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm saying. I was saying I don't think that they could get to that level either.
You don't think they can get the championship fighting level?
No, not championship fighting level. Shakur level.
No, they ain't gonna get to his level. But I'm talking about to the level of
a champion. Yeah, they both could become champions if they work hard, they stick to it, and they keep on taking their time, progress fight after fight. They both got the ability.
We can't. Now we already said no matter what your skill level is, once you get in that ring, you got to think you winning. So I don't take that from them because they less talented. If they get in that ring with him and they mindset got to be, I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out. And
hell yeah.
Anybody can be knocked out. I don't give a damn. Now I ain't saying anybody did get knocked out because Hagler never got knocked out. A few people, Canelo, but anybody can be knocked out in the ring. So I don't never look at somebody's skills and go, oh, he got this.
No. I was saying when I was saying level, I wasn't even talking about them fighting Shakur. I was saying I don't think they're gonna be able to reach his level of skill.
But no.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Not that they can't beat that motherfucker. Because you already know, we don't even know what type of chin the brother got. So
exactly.
Both of them fuck around getting it. That's what Floyd Schofield is betting on. Floyd actually he real sly with what he doing. He know that if he fights Shakur, even if he not ready, if he catch Shakur with a good shot and knock him out, he gonna be on top of the world. Like a Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk. But Shakur not white, so they're not gonna allow Shakur to get up and dust himself off after 5 minutes and say continue on. You know what I mean? So Floyd looking at it like, if I beat him, I might not be able to beat Abdullah, but if I just get lucky and hit Shakur with a big shot, I'm on top of the world. And for the next 2 or 3 fights, I'm making bread until I have to go fight Abdullah. Because Abdullah will be, because styles make fights and dudes don't understand this. Yeah, Shakur would destroy Floyd Schofield, but he would take way more damage fighting Abdullah Mason right now. And Abdullah Mason is beneath Shakur when it comes to overall ability, experience, all of that. Mm-hmm. Because of the style. Abdullah coming in there to put paws, heavy-handed blows on you. You know what I mean? Shakur is not coming to do that. Shakur coming to score. Yeah. Score and go home. And even if he hit you with a good shot, it's going to be off accuracy. It's not going to be because he's a great athlete with a heavy-ass hand and he accurate like Abdullah Mason. So Floyd, he's smarter than a 5th grader in what he's doing. That's why he's trying to get past Abdullah, go in there, maybe get lucky, knock Shakur ass out, and then be on top of the world. He know that he can't fuck with Shakur on the skill level, but as you said, it ain't always about skill. That one punch.
That one hit quitter.
One hit quitter change your life.
To me, Tommy Hearns never had Durant's skills.
Oh, hell no.
Look what he did. Knocked his ass out.
He had his skills, but he had his skills. He had that damn right hand.
Yeah,
it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
You look at the two of them fight, that's night and day skill wise.
I gotta let this motherfucker. Nina, I'm gonna let you up for a little bit. Then I'm gonna go and take my ass to bed, man. So Nina just came in and damn near too. What's up, Nina? You seen the fight?
I just seen a clip of it. Floyd Schofield just got dropped in the 11th round.
Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good fight.
He's not ready for no Tank or no Shakur.
Oh yeah. That's why I said, will he ever be ready for him?
Yeah, he made a post saying like he ready for Shakur, and I was like, "Why won't you go fight it with De Los Santos and prove yourself?" But I don't even think he can stick. He can bang with.
Oh no, De Los Santos would stop him early.
Yeah, and then De Los Santos is at 40 now. De Los Santos went up to 140.
Okay, yeah, good. Floyd don't need no don't stay away from that, man. Cause you talking about that dude. First off, the guy that Floyd Schofield fought was slow as a motherfucker. I'm talking about molasses. Like the dude was slow as shit. So Floyd Schofield had the speed advantage, size advantage, height, everything. And he only got dropped because he was tired and he was making mistakes. Other than that, it was an easy night. He dominated every round.
That's the problem I'm having with these young guys. Why are you 20-something years old getting tired in something that you do for a living?
Because they're not doing the road work done.
That's my point. So how you challenging Shakur and you can't even last 12 rounds with this dude we'll say his name and still can't remember it 10 seconds later.
Heron. KJ, who will win, Rayo Valenzuela or Floyd? Rayo been through hell and back, and Rayo don't be getting tired. That motherfucker, bro. Rayo could use them legs and set you up for hard counters. He know how to come forward and set up the shots. Rayo just fight with his chin up, and he don't have a granite chin, so he's prone to get dropped and stopped. But Floyd Schofield do the same shit, but his bag isn't as deep as Rayo's. And his accuracy isn't as good as Rayo. If you look at Rayo in that fight against Chris Colbert, the second fight, Rayo doing angles and all type of shit now. Like, Rayo got knocked out and decided to become a better fighter. That's why he survived the Pitbull onslaught. Because he's like, shit, motherfucker, I already been here. I know what it feel like, them hard shots. I was in there with De Los Santos. Yeah. So, yeah, Rayo would beat Floyd Schofield.
Every day, twice on Sunday.
Damn, Skippy. Yeah, the boxing shit take time. You got to develop. All of your favorite fighters, they had development periods. Like, Floyd ain't just jump out there and say, "Oh, I want to fight Janelle Hernandez. Let's do it." Like, you got to have these hiccups and these little baby fights against lesser talent. The thing I don't like is when you take a dude that's super athletic and you put him in front of a slower fighter. And that's he not learning a motherfucking thing in that fight.
Yeah.
Like, it's good when somebody is faster than you. I've been in the ring with guys who are faster than me. You have to use your brain. When your bronze fail you, it forces you to use your brain. It's like if you ever been in a bind, you like, damn, I need X amount of money in a short amount of time, right? But you're not a criminal. You actually got to come up with some shit. And that's what pressure does. Pressure makes diamonds. It forces you to use your brain. Tonight, Floyd Schofield didn't have to use his brain because he was in there with a fighter where he had all of the physical advantages by far. And that's not good matchmaking by Oscar. But the fight was still good, man. And Floyd, he did a lot of good things too. So, since Tank versus NUA at 130 would be great for boxing, yeah, but it wouldn't be great for NUA. So, the shit ain't going to happen. For real. Anyway, get knocked out. He already rich. Anyway, making money. If he retired right now from boxing, he's an Asian man with fame in Japan. He can fuck around and go into car dealership, all that. Like, just be a mascot for the rest of his life and make millions. You know what I mean? It's different over there, especially him being Japanese. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. And Nina, I appreciate you coming up all late. But I've been up here for hours, and I got to work out tomorrow. And your ass need to go work out tomorrow too, cause you a boxer.
Oh yeah.
And all right, Don.
All right, y'all.
My brothers have a good one.
All right.
Good night.
Peace.